Chapter 3. Unbeknownst to the little boy and girl, there was another island near theirs that was also disappearing beneath the rising seas. This second island, however, was a far different place than their own island. There were no humans on this second island that was within a crow's journey of their own. This second island was home to all manner of ghastly creatures that would conjure up nightmares to even the bravest of souls. There were orcs and ogres and trolls on this second island, who spent their days hunting and badgering each other. No one knew how they'd come to arrive on this island. As far as any of them knew, they'd always just been there on this second island. They spoke in low grunts and growls, even to each other. They lived in darkness at night, for none of them knew how to make fire, and hunted others from the shadows. There were also griffins, werewolves, manticores, and even dragons on this second island. All of them feared the others in this place. None were masters. The creatures each fought for their own place on this island, and once they'd found a place to defend, they never left or ventured to other places on this second island. Only the dragons, who feared nothing and no one, would ever venture far from their caves to search the skies for their own amusement. It was the dragons that eventually discovered something was amiss. The seas were rising too on their island. The dragons could see that. Each day, the waters intruded a bit further. So the dragons began to venture away from the island, bit by bit, to see what else was nearby. It was on one of these excursions that they came across the first island. The dragons watched from the clouds far above as the little boy and girl and their mother and father built their large ship. They watched as they loaded all the animals aboard the ship and sailed away to a new home far to the north. The dragons, who had lived for many thousands of years, knew what this meant. Their island home was dying. It would soon disappear beneath the rising waters. They returned to this second island after the little boy's family had set sail aboard their blue boat. They called for a war council on the second island and invited all the creatures to attend. The dragons explained, as best they could, what they'd seen on the other island. They tried to tell the others that their home was dying, and that they too would need to leave. There were growls and angry curses and terrible looks from the orcs and the trolls and the ogres. They did not like the dragons. They feared them. They distrusted them. But they also knew that the dragons had seen much in their lives, and that what they said now was most likely the truth. "Where will we go?" the ogres asked. "We must leave the island and travel north," the dragons answered. "We must follow the blue boat to see where it was going. Perhaps we can swim out to sea and take over their ship," the orcs said. "That will give us the chance to leave our island." "That isn't possible," the dragons explained. They were already well out to sea and sailing far north even now. "Only the creatures that can fly can reach the blue boat." "Then let us do that," the trolls exclaimed. "We will fly with you and then leap from the sky to take the blue boat from them." "No," the dragons said patiently, "for once you have captured their boat, how will you know where to go? The ocean is a vast place. It stretches beyond the horizon. Do any of you know where the blue boat is going?" The dragons asked them in the gathering darkness of the war council in the center of the second island. "We will go where the ship is sailing," the orcs and the trolls grumbled. "Is that wise?" the dragons asked. "When the ship changes course from the winds that push it across the water, will you know where to take it? Do any of you know where to go?" The orcs and the trolls fell silent. Of course, they hadn't thought of that. They had only known this island. They did not know of any other place to go. "Then let us follow this blue boat to wherever it is sailing," the trolls finally said. "We can conquer them once they have landed. We will take everything aboard the blue boat for our own." "Yes," the orcs said. "All of us together can vanquish those aboard the blue boat." The dragons were silent. They could fly on their own. They didn't need the orcs or the trolls to fight their battles for them. But the dragons also knew that it would be far easier to form an alliance, at least for now. Let the orcs and trolls fight their battles for them. There would be time for other things later. "Yes, we will take you with us," the dragons said at last. "We will carry you over the water. We will watch the blue boat from the safety of the clouds. We will see where they are going. And when they land in their new home, we will strike then," the trolls said. "Those aboard the blue boat will never see it coming." "So it is a plan?" asked the dragons. "It is," the trolls and the orcs and the trolls said loudly. The griffins, manticores, werewolves, and other creatures of this second island had been silent through much of the debate. But they agreed to the plan as well. They would all ride with the dragons. They would follow the blue boat as it sailed north to a new home. And when the time was right, they would take everything they found as their own.